Alright, and this is, alright, the beginning. Oh no, audio doubling. Beginning. Okay, better. This is the beginning of Maiden Spell New Generation number 2. Stream link is now getting posted to the Discord. Alright, no co-commentator today. Oh, hello there, Saya. Welcome to the chat. Let me test out, make sure this is working. Can you see the bracket? You can? Excellent, it's working. So we'll stay on the screen for now. So it's now tournament time. And unfortunately, our second place beginner, Biomatter, has not checked in. So I think they'll have to be DQ'd, unfortunately, which is really regretful because I wanted to see Biomatter play again. But, you know, what can you do? Not everyone signs up. But we did get 2 additional surprise signups. My 2 friends from my original beginner tournament, or 2 of them, have signed up. So it will be a bit larger of a tournament than I first thought. Yeah, sorry Biomatter, but you're getting removed from the tournament. Alright, process check-ins. Alright, and the tournament is now underway. Oh, hello Mincole, welcome to the chat. Let me go create a lobby. Alright, so tourney callouts. Let's see. Who all's in the bracket? We've got Game Freak. Okay. All right. I'm trying to figure out what everyone's tag on Discord is so I can tag them. Let's see who all we have, and then we have Crest. So if anyone's in the chat, all matches from winners will be streamed. All matches from losers will not. That is the way it went last time, and it went pretty well. So I'm just gonna do it again. Okay, so this should be everybody. All right, so first up, Alright. All the background work should now be taken care of, and now I just need to await people joining. Predicting... I haven't seen... Yeah, unfortunately, Shadowpelt Biomatter had to be disqualified for not showing up. I guess the tourney bracket isn't updating. How do you make that update? Refresh the page, maybe? Alright, let me switch it to in-game. Alright, so our first match is going to be Crest versus Zeta. I have not seen Zeta play, but I have seen Crest play. Crest, a Storm player, and yes, it appears Zeta is a Depth player. So this matchup, I believe, is typically considered to be favored for Storm just because Storm is both able to escape the depth checkmates with defensive special and also checkmate a bit faster than depth. Let's see if Crest can form the walls quick enough. Oh, bonks a shotgun. Crest does appears to be going for the correct strategy of walling rather than aggressive Storm, which I think is not as good against depth. Oh no, Zeta bonks a wide. I do wonder what the ping between these players is, because Storm wide at high ping can be hard to deal with. Ouch, bonks again. Update to new Gen 2. Oh yeah, sorry, there's just so much to update, Saya. You're truly the TO master. Alright, back to the game. And currently, yeah, I think a bit too aggressive. Oh, gets hit anyway, but a bit too aggressive from Crest, running in when they didn't really need to fill a non-existent hole in the wall. Zeta doesn't appear to be making any forward progress in terms of checkmates, only really getting bonk hits. Yeah, oh, another bonk. Probably should try to go for an aligned position with Crest and then do a basic that... No, that's just another hit. Alright, that's game one. But yeah, I think what Zeta needs to do is try to align a straight horizontal basic and then read the direction that Crest is going to go with a shotgun or a Jellycat. Just to try to give a checkmate. Alright, both players staying. Yeah, so anyone in the chat, this tournament actually is filled with characters that were not in the last one. We only have, I think we have 0 Hood players and only 1 Sun player. So we've definitely got a lot of Arcanist Liches, and we've got some Worms, we've got some Storms. So if you're a fan of rare characters by beginner standards, you're in for a treat today. Lots of cool characters. Unfortunately, no co-commentator today, but that's fine. I'd probably talk over them too much anyway. Yeah, I think Zeta is just seemingly doing moves just kind of at random, hoping for a hit. Not really establishing any sort of checkmating game plan. That's kind of one, but Crest able to escape. I think #1 priority here for Zeta should be establishing the horizontal basic. That's kind of one, but it's a bit close to the top. It should maybe save Jellycat for getting out of Crest checkmates. Yeah, really needs to try to... Yeah, the cat didn't contribute much to the checkmate there. Oh, that was almost one, but Crest able to escape. Crest now going for melee. I'd say a bit ill-advised against depth. All of depth's moves are crazy at melee range. Also, anyone in the stream, if the volume is like bad, let me know. I can try to fix it. Hood, Sun, not cool, says Game Freak. Alright, yeah, so the tournament will pick up pace once some players drop into the losers bracket, but the way I run these beginners tournaments, the winner round 1 tends to be a bit slow. Alright, so Crest takes the first card. So, okay, that was a bit better of a setup from Zeta, but Crest just able to defense special out. Another horizontal basic. Let's see what Zeta can do with this one. Oh, double hit. Got something out of it anyway. Well, who's first to get this name so I can properly give your advice and accredit it? So, oh yeah, I actually agree with whoever that is, because using your wide a lot in this matchup, Storm is a very bonk-prone character, especially at the beginner level, so you can get some free hits if you spam wide as depth against beginner Storm. Yeah, so Crest takes it 2-0. Let's see if the bracket is actually updated here now. It hasn't. Oh, it's someone unknown. Okay. Thank you, Unknown. We'll see you later in the bracket. Saya, how do I get this bracket to update? It's like not updating. Yeah, Crest has been grinding, so GG's to Crest 2-0 over Zeta, but Zeta's still alive in the losers bracket. Potentially could see more from them there. So Crest is Ga in the bracket for those curious. Okay, it updated. Hooray! Yeah, I've started the tournament now. Thank you, Game Freak. Wait, you lost? You weren't supposed to play your match yet, Wizode. Did you already play out? Oh no, you don't even have an opponent. Never mind. All right, so next up we're going to be having Fran Francisco versus Gerodak. Yeah, it's best of 3. So best of 3 until winners, losers, grands, and those are best of 5. All right, so let's see. At Gerodak and at... What is this person's tag again on Discord? Silky. Okay. All right. Here's Gerodak. Now we just need to wait for Fran Francisco. This will be, I think... So Fran Francisco is a depth player. I do not know who Gerodak plays. My guess is Worm, just based on the avatar, but we will see. Forgot to update the scores last round. Oh, of course they go to opposite sides of what I'm setting up on the overlay. Truly a classic. How do you even spell this? Okay. There we go. Hello, Wizode, and hello, Shadowpelt and Gitto. Welcome to the chat. How many viewers are we at right now? 19. Respectable. Alright, getting into the match. This is actually, I think... Oh, Gerodak was playing Storm. Okay, not what I expected. I thought they were a Worm player. Or maybe this is a counter pick, I'm not sure. But this is the matchup that Fran Francisco was warming up against versus Rotomotors. Rotomotors, Fran Francisco, and I are all friends from personal situations, so all warming up together. Let's see if Fran Francisco can take it against Gerodak's Storm. I'm not sure how much Gerodak has played. I saw them in lobby for the first time yesterday. Yeah, Game Freak, there's a lot of rare characters in this tournament. I think we have 3 depths and 3 storms. Yeah, J Feather, if you like depth, you're in for a treat today. We have 3 depth players in the bracket today. Fran Francisco, Someone Unknown, and Zeta. Yeah, there are no Sun, or there's one Sun player. I forgot. Cameron signed up at the last minute, so we do have a Sun player, but no hoods. Shockingly, Fran Francisco almost boxes in Gerodak, but escapes. And yeah, you can see these wides. We just got a bonk. That's something that Zeta probably should have been doing more, because beginner storms are likely to bonk random wides. And I guess basic as well. Yeah, so from Gerodak, let me pay more attention to the match now. We are not seeing much of a cohesive walling plan. Yeah, that clone placement was a bit unfortunate. I wonder if Gerodak knows about focus clone. Because if you focus while cloning as Storm, it will spawn closer to you, which can allow it to be in a more favorable position and not just be in the corner. Yeah, I think Gerodak needs to work on forming a more cohesive wall. So when you play Storm, you can align yourself horizontally with your opponent, and the player's not saying switch or stay, but I guess whatever. You can align yourself horizontally with your opponent, and then charge a basic. And then you can, whether they move up or down, follow them and do that again. And that'll start forming a wall. Yeah, and it looks like Gerodak trying to do that a bit now. Hopefully doesn't get caught by any of these wides. But does not go down quick enough to plug the hole. You do have to be cognizant of where your opponent is and try to plug the holes as Storm. Okay, that's much better. Oh, and even resummons the clone, but there's a hole for Fran Francisco to escape at the top. I think something important to do with Storm as well Should you really wall against Storm? I don't really know. As depth, you mean? I'm not sure. But as Storm, if your opponent has to move a lot to escape your checkmate, which this is looking like it's going to be a checkmate, yeah, good wall by Jeradak. What you need to do is hold wide, because wide destroys people for moving quickly. So if your opponent has to move quickly to escape your checkmate, holding wide will, it's kind of random, but they'll most likely get hit. As the walls close in, Jeradak seems to be walling much more confidently, bonking less, maybe just needed to get warmed up. Nope, never mind. But still walling better. I think Fran Francisco is kind of playing the hope for bonk game. But Storm is pretty fast and difficult to checkmate. Could maybe go for a shotgun here. Doesn't go for it. Yeah, Jeradak not really using wide at all, which I think is definitely a mistake. Storm's wide is a very strong move. Should definitely be trying to take advantage of it, because Fran Francisco is not at all scared to move. Against Storm, you should be afraid to move. Wall's closing in, and Fran Francisco takes the first card. Let's see, so that's a very good basic from the depth. Doesn't need it, just hits wide at close range. Yeah, but definitely need to be seeing some more wide from Storm, I think. That is the #1 thing for Storm that needs to improve. Unfortunately bonking, but you know, that's just kind of how Storm is sometimes. Just need to practice to get rid of the bonking. Crosses over the depth basic and just bonks again. All right, GG's to Fran Francisco. Played it pretty well. Played to the weakness of Storm as a character, I think, of bonking. And from Jeradak, just need to see more wide. The walling did get a lot better partway through, so that seemed mostly fine. Just a bit of brushing up on that potentially. All right, so our next match is going to be, let's see. We're going to have Someone Unknown versus Rotomotors. Another unbelievable. Our first 3 matches are all Depth Storm. Can you believe it? That's unbelievable. Depth Storm, all first 3 matches. I promise I did not rig this, but I do think it's cooler than having a bunch of mirrors. Alright, the lobby, I think, is the lobby full? Not quite. I do think Jeradak, Zeta, Fran Francisco, the players who've already played should probably leave the lobby if you're here. Alright, we got a couple people leaving, thank you. Alright, is Someone Unknown online? Yeah, Someone Unknown appears to be here, so just waiting on that. Alright, let's see. Oh, just arrived. I can't believe we're getting 3 Depth Storm matches. Yeah, this match, I do feel a bit bad for Someone Unknown, because if that flag is accurate, this is going to be an extremely high ping match, which is not fun. Yeah, you're the 1 seed, Game Freak, because the 1 seed disqualified for not showing up. Unfortunately, Biomatter was not able to make this event, it appears. Did not show up in any capacity, so had to be disqualified. I don't think people know about attack delay. I don't even know what that is, so I doubt whatever Gito says has happened. So we'll just see how this goes. But yeah, this is likely to be a high ping match, so we'll see if Rotomotors decides to take advantage of wide. Still can't believe we're seeing Depth Storm again. All right, yep, there's some wide action right there. So I would say this is easily, without a doubt, Rotomotors' most skilled matchup. So definitely a lucky draw for first round. We'll see if Someone Unknown can manage to overcome the losing matchup and ping deficit. Alright, got it, good horizontal basic here, and is also spamming wide, hoping for bonks, and gets one. Okay, so something I think that Someone Unknown should have done there is when you hit Storm, you need to immediately run through the wall, because that's your chance. You've got invincibility. Just get in there and get back to safety. I think bonked wide again, unfortunately. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. Lots of wide bonks on both sides that round. Potential for a checkmate, and gets it before Rotomotors is able to escape. Rotomotors building the wall, though. Oh, okay, gets a hit. I'm surprised. I thought Rotomotors could escape there, but gets hit. Alright, another threatening-looking wall. Let's see if Someone Unknown can manage to checkmate first. Rotomotors needs to move. Alright, bubble is not popped. Yeah, I think both players are mostly playing, like, correctly by probably the beginner meta. Just a matter of dodging better. Aw, yeah. Catches the defense special with the shotgun. Another wide bonk. Oh, yeah, we see Fran Francisco in the chat saying that loves the matchup. A lot of fun. I do think this is a fun matchup from Storm side. I haven't played it a ton from Depth side, though. 2 quick hits. Yeah, I think something Rotomotors could try to do more, although I'm not sure if it would harm the checkmating, is probably try to cross over Depth's basic quicker, because it's getting, like, pushed into the corner by the Depth basic a lot. Unknown is getting mostly really good horizontal basics. None of these weird off to the ceiling ones. Just slightly misjudges that there. So it's a pretty close game 1. Yeah, the last 2 matches we had Storm win and Depth win. So technically this is a best of 3 for the character matchup. Who will win more, Storms or Depths? Oh yeah, that was a good attempt on the wide to catch. Maybe could have gone for shotgun instead, I'm not sure. I think Rotomotors, if trying to win, should probably be widing more, but understand if doesn't want to do it because of ping. Who do you think wins with close walls? That's actually really tough. I'm tempted to say Depth, just because Depth's defense special has a shorter cooldown, but I'm not really sure. Alright, game 1 goes to Someone Unknown. That was a close one, though. Let's see if Rotomotors can bring it back. I think Someone Unknown's checkmate setups have probably been the best of all the Depths we've seen so far. Really appears to have a cohesive game plan for getting hits. Unfortunately, bonks wide. But it also could just be that Rotomotors is backing into the corner too much. Is not 100% certain. We'll have to see other matches with these Depths, although one of them is in losers. Yeah, we're getting some nice matchup discussion in the chat. Alright, Rotomotors taking a quick lead. Barely doesn't get back sniped by their basic. Yeah, you always have to be careful against Depth, not to get hit behind by basic when it grows, because that can just snipe you if you're not looking behind you. Alright, Rotomotors getting a lot of hits. Just needs one more to close out the card. I do like holding wide when the opponent has to move a lot, but I guess just gets a bit unlucky and doesn't get a hit. You can also use uncharged basic or railgun in that situation. Needs to cross over. Rotomotors needs to cross over. Waited too long there, I think. Yeah. You have to be decisive playing against Depth. You have to cross over quickly. I think Rotomotors relying a lot on defensive special. Doesn't appear to know how to... Okay, nice, gets a hit. Has some amount of trouble getting around the Depth setups without defense special. Like right here, needs to cross over, probably, or just get a hit, I guess. That works too. Double hit. You can also, I think, as Storm, if you have already got some amount of wall set up, maybe go vertically and try to get a less favorable basic redirect from Depth. Try to redirect it up or down. 2-2. Will Rotomotors be able to even up the game count? Or will we go 1-1 in cards? Alright, just one more hit needed. Yeah, I like that Rotomotors is charging some amount of basic after a hit just to try to get the wall reset back up. Oh, just barely dodges shotgun, but bonks basic. All right, crosses over. Good, good. The next basic will be bad. Yep, there we go. Vertical basic. Oh, that's a good one, though. Needs to try and cross over. Rotomotors has also been doing a pretty good job having clone uptime. I don't think we've had too many instances of clone being down for that long. Probably should wide here. Yep, but someone unknown gets out. Oh no, Rotomotors bonks. 1 card to 1. Let's see. Decent wall forming here. Maybe could have gone a medium charge basic there to fill the gap a bit better. But gets hit. Yeah, Unknown moving a bit too confidently, I think. Vertomotor should definitely hold wide if Unknown is going to move this much, I think. Oh yeah, that is a scary wall. Even Jellycat might not be able to escape that. Oh, but can go up. Yep, gets out. Vertomotor's backing up into the death basic. Oh, it escapes to the corner, nice. But should really try to escape around rather than backwards. Unknown here can maybe catch in the top. Oh, but bonks on something. Not honestly sure what. Maybe wide. All right. Another potential checkmate. 2 hearts to 2. Close game. And the walls are closing in, which the chat thinks, and I think as well, probably favors depth, but can't be sure. Oh no, Rotomotors forced to burn defense there. That's a bit unfortunate, because with a bit of confident movement, I think defense special was absolutely not needed there, but I guess better play it safe. Oh, bonks wide. Players are now deciding to play a more vertical game with the closer walls, which I'm not really sure who that favors. Oh no, Rotomotors. Probably should have just gone down there, but that works too. But it puts the defense special. Very important cooldown is unavailable. And Unknown takes it. Pretty close, actually. I think that was probably the closest one we've had so far. Yeah, okay. Rotomotors apparently made someone unknown a nervous wreck. All right. That was a pretty close one. We'll go back to the bracket screen real quick. That didn't feel like a 2-0. That was really close. All right, next up, we're going to have Wizode versus... Oh, no, we won't do that because that match just happened. We'll go the other way. We're going to have Game Freak versus Crest. Game Freak versus Crest. Make sure you don't play that match until I'm on stream. All right, and then we'll have some losers matches kicking off stream once we have those ready. The entire tourney is not going to be 2-0s, I hope, as Zeta's predicting. Yeah, okay, so there's a bit of lore to this match. Yeah, I agree, Jeff. It is refreshing to see some new matchups. Yeah, and Chicken appreciating the Ga emote, as do all MnS players, to be honest. So Game Freak and Crest play a lot. And I think the nature of this I lost thing is actually because Crest usually loses to Game Freak. So this is probably Game Freak favored, but we'll see how it goes. Actually here, there's been an industry story just for Game Freak. So Game Freak, okay, so this is winners round 2 as well. Game Freak entered the last beginner tournament. Yeah, do turn off the stream when you play. So Game Freak entered the last beginner tournament with 1 hour played and did win a match, but now has been grinding. Game Freak is very confident, I believe, in this tournament. Repeatedly says, I will win. So we'll see. Will Game Freak complete the prophecy? Is now the 1 seed since Biomatter DQ'd. So I think his Either I think Miso or Game Freak is the favorite. I'm honestly not sure between the two of them who I expect, but one of those two is definitely who I predict will win this. But we'll see. Maybe Crest can make an upset here. I think this is the first time we've had this matchup in a beginner tournament on stream. Yeah. So I played Crest in this matchup before. Crest is like shockingly good at this because I would have expected a beginner Storm to just explode instantly. But I think all the grinding against Game Freak has made Crest good at this. I think Railgun is good to make the glitch stop charging flower Shadow Pelt, I think. But I'm not really an expert in this matchup, so I'm not sure. Wow, look at this. We're getting min walls and neither player has been hit. This is looking like a non-beginner match for sure. This is actually super crazy. I think if Storm wants to get hits, needs to start trying to checkmate with charged basic and not just spam Railgun. Because Railgun is very telegraphed. You can just stand outside of it. So I definitely think Crest needs to try, not melee charge basic, but charge basic walls. Because the slow speed of Lich means you can checkmate somewhat easier, I think. Unfortunately, it doesn't get any hits there. But yeah, that was crazy. It went to min walls with no hits. Scary beginner match. Game Freak is not really attempting to charge big flowers, which I do think is somewhat of a mistake. If the Storm is preoccupied with dodging, you can get a decently big flower. That's a decently big flower. Yep, there we go. Game Freak now trying the walling strategy. We'll see if this works any better. Looks like we'll get a hit there. Yep. Good job, Game Freak. Has to DS, but doesn't get hit. Currently up. And I think what Crest is doing really well here is preventing Game Freak from pushing forward. Oh, but just as I say that, Game Freak gets a bit of ground, but before that was doing a good job. Just has to get one more hit. All right, I like the instant railguns when the flower charge occurs, not letting Game Freak get too big of a flower. Crest has space to live up here, but needs to redirect the butterflies to make sure they don't get checkmated. Oh no, sits in the flower. Chooses to go left, interesting. I would have probably chosen to go right. There looks to be more space over there, but we'll see what happens. Flower despawns, so we'll have space up top. I do think in the later portion of this matchup, Storm is supposed to try to camp the top or the bottom of the screen just to have room to checkmate. Oh, really close. Almost manages to take a card there. Well played by both players. That's actually a really impressive round. I think both players played great. Let's see if Crest can take game 2. Immediately going back to the walling strategy. I do think this is the correct play. Game Freak seems perfectly comfortable with dodging the railguns. You feel like Game Freak only gets good butterfly setups by accident? I don't know about that. Oh, Cupie. Hello, Cupie. Welcome to the chat. If you have any advice for our beginner Storm, we actually have 3 of them this time. Feel free to, you know, provide your wisdom. Is probably the best Storm right now, actively playing. Other than Minkle, I guess, but, you know, best solo Storm. Alright, a bit of a big flower on, and we get a bonk. Alright, Crest, gonna need to dig deep here. Unfortunately, gets trapped. Oh, but Game Freak bonks a wide. Wide sniped. Stops the flower, that's good. Something I think a lot of Storms sometimes will struggle with is just not stopping flower, but Crest seems on top of it. Not really advancing the game plan at all, though. Crest right now is just surviving. And against Lich, because at the beginner level, I definitely do think Lich wins min walls in this matchup. If not at high level, definitely at beginner level. Crest needs to be advancing some sort of offensive game plan, not just surviving. And Game Freak takes it 2-0. GG's. But I do think Crest played that pretty well, especially game 2. Oh, we got another friend of mine from the last beginner tournament in the chat. Hello there. Thank you for popping in. All right, Game Freak, I think both players played really well, but you definitely cleaned it up. Good job. And Game Freak advances to winner semis. Next, we're going to have Shadow Pelt versus Cameron. And we're going to have Crest versus Rotomotors off stream, which will be a Storm Mirror. Sad we're missing that one. Oh yeah, players, do not spam GA mid-match or emotes in general, because it can actually lag the game. So please no emote spam mid-match. So I do request, please, you do not spam emotes because it causes lag for the players. All right, Shadow Pelt, good luck against Cameron. So Cameron got second place at my inaugural Friends Only Beginner Tournament. Has not played a ton since then, but we'll see if Cameron is still in form and can manage to defeat Shadow Pelt. All right, can we please stop the emote spam? I know you're in the chat, Fran Francisco. Also, you won your match. What are you talking about? All right, instantly starting the match. No, it lags out the match for the players playing. Okay, now we're in a match, so you can stop your emote spam now. So we have Cameron versus Shadow Pelt. Sun versus Worm.
I'm hopping in. Tell you about Shadow Pelt. Wait, Shadow Pelt's playing Sun. Never mind. Okay,
no, Shadow Pelt's playing Worm. Cameron is the Sun.
Yeah, playing against the Sun.
Yeah.
I was like, there's so many liches. So many as in so few, as in whatever. But like, I was gonna make a lich comment. See ya.
Okay. All right. So Cameron getting rushed down by Shadow Pelt. I do think Cameron has a chance to win this if he figures out how to keep Shadow Pelt at bay, because Shadow Pelt is hyper aggressive in most matchups. So just has to not get hit, form the wall, and can potentially win this, I think. But you have to be ready for the aggression. All right, DS is out of the DS. Good. And Shadow Pelt bonks. I think Cameron moving maybe a bit too much is just going to end up bonking into wide. All right, manages to get out of Novi Fire again. Good. Yeah, and Cameron also needs to do tap wides. Gets Novi fired. Cameron does play other characters, so we might see a counter pick here, I think. Quick first game for Shadow Pelt. Shadow Pelt is staying characters. Let's see if Cameron switches to Lich or Worm, Cameron's other two characters. Because this is kind of a rough matchup for Sun. Oh, we have Trapezoid, or another of the original beginner participants in the chat. Interesting. All right. Forgot to say. All right, let's see. So, all right, so we're going to the Worm Mirror. Interesting. Let's see if Cameron can win this matchup. Gets a hit quickly. It's wided. I think both players moving a lot, liable to get wided. I'll be honest, I don't know a ton about this matchup, but both players are getting hits. I think the key is to, like, not bonk wide. Oh, 1-to-1. If you, oh yeah, also in this matchup, you never press Novi Fire, because if you do, your opponent can Novi Fire back and kill you. So basically both players have 3 moves in this matchup. That was a close first card. And Cameron takes the lead in the second. Moving a lot is going to bonk these wides eventually if he keeps moving this much. This is just really stressful. It's like both players are on the knife's edge. Alright. Cameron's somehow not bonking wide. Oh, as I say it, there we go. You can use Novi Fire as defensive? I mean, I guess. But, like, then your opponent can just rush in and Novi Fire you. I'll be honest, I don't know if there's a reason either player is lasering. Maybe it's because it slows you down. I don't know that much about worm mirrors. I don't really play worm, especially not the mirror. And Shadow Pelt takes it 2-0. GG's. Maybe a bit of a rough draw for Cameron. Not particularly used to playing good worms. But we will see more of Cameron in the losers bracket against Gerodak. Alright, so that matchup can happen whenever the players are ready. Alright, so it appears that Crest vs. Road Motors has not yet happened off stream, or they're... Oh, whoops. I said that in the... Whoops. Alright, hopefully they saw that call out. I'll just post it here anyway. Cameron versus Gerodak off stream. You're allowed to take a bit of a break since Cameron just played and all. Let's see. And next, we will have JWR Miso versus Fran Francisco on stream. Alright, let's take a quick look at the bracket, see where we are. We have, in winner still, Game Freak, Shadow Pelt in winner semis, and Miso, Francisco, Wizode, and Someone Unknown in winner's quarters. Alright, looks like the players are here. Yeah, Shadow Pelt. I don't think Cameron is that experienced versus Worm. Also, didn't really know to tap wide. Alright, so getting into this match, Fran Francisco does not like Arcanist. So, yeah. They just thinks debuffs are unfun, so hopefully that doesn't impact the match and we just get to see a nice no-tilt game. But I think Miso is actually a really good player. I was quite impressed by their play earlier. I actually had to play Sun to win. I couldn't just play random secondaries. So I do think... Oh, wait. Fran Francisco choosing to go Storm. I think this is definitely a mistake. This matchup is quite difficult for Storm if you're not really good. And even if you are, it might be, because debuffs kind of turn off walling as a strategy to a certain extent. Who dodges like a top player, Gito? Are you talking about Miso? I suspect so. Alright, yeah. And Fran Francisco quickly losing that. I suspect we'll probably switch characters. I'm not really sure what the logic was behind this pick. But this is a really easy matchup to bonk in for sure. And you can't really enact Storm's primary game plan that easily. But Miso playing to the strengths. Gets hit there though. We're not seeing a ton of debuffs at the moment, but we'll see if they'll start going for them. Yep, there's the debuff to attempt to stop the wall. Long fight. All right, Fran Francisco maybe making me eat my words a bit. Starting to do a lot better. Yeah, I forgot. This is high ping storm wide, so maybe he can win just based on that. 2-1. Stuck in the corner. Maybe we'll have the defense special out. Nope, just runs out normally. All right, now that the clock is down, once the debuffs go away, storm walling can commence without interruption. Bonks wide though. And hit something, I guess, again. We'll see if the characters stay. I do think there's a good chance that Fran Francisco will switch, but we'll see. Miso staying, as expected. All right. To who, you must say. Depth? Alright, so we're getting Depth versus Arc. Another matchup that I have heard is annoying for Depth, but I haven't played a ton of it. I think Arcworm is also playing full Arc and still destroyed me. Yeah, Miso's good. It's just a rule that you have to say who you're switching to. It's been that way in MnS as long as I've watched VODs anyway. So let's see if Depths can do any better. A similar issue for Depth occurs if you try to get a horizontal basic where you can just get debuffed, but I think you can be like slightly able to avoid debuffs if you move right. Oh yeah, update score. Good call, Wizode. Missed that one briefly. We're seeing a lot of bonks from Francisco, unfortunately. Yeah, doesn't appear to have a real game plan in this matchup. Yeah, Shadowpelt, who I believe has been around for a while, saying that it's been the case since competitive play began. Yeah, so it's just how MnS works, that you have to say who you're switching to. So Francisco, like, super debuffed, takes a hit. Yeah, needs to try and establish some sort of offensive pressure, but Miso's camping the top wall, which is making it quite difficult to set up a good basic. Oh, Biomatter, you're here. Yeah, sorry, I actually have something to do later today, so I had to do it early. Otherwise, I would have hosted it much later. Yeah, my apologies, Biomatter. I'm going to be hosting 2 more of these at the least, so you can join number 3 or 4, and those ones will be later. You can still get your chance to join the showdown. And Francisco, unfortunately losing. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be very comfortable in the Arc matchup. Needs to probably just learn to dodge wide more, I think. Just bonked wide a lot. Oh, did Rotomotors... Okay, Rotomotors, I think, defeated Crest 2-1 in the losers bracket. And Cameron defeated Jarodak 2-0 in the losers bracket. So my friend group have not gone 2-0. Good for them. All right. Yeah, I was very impressed by Miso's play. Miso played quite well in that last set, I think. Clearly understands the Arc game plan. Yeah, Silky is Francisco in the chat complaining about the matchup. Understandable. I've heard it's rough at times. Wait, Alright. So, Miso advances to winner semis. And next up, we're going to be having Someone Unknown versus Wizode. Wizode's first match this tournament. Did decently well last tournament, but unfortunately lost to some Lich players, I think. Maybe it was Hood, I don't know. Oh wait, are Cameron and Rotomotors playing? Is that a matchup that's happening? It is, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Those are my 2 friends, so very funny to see them playing. Oh wait, oh no, Wizzo's apparently playing with alcohol. Hopefully that doesn't inhibit their play. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna have Unknown versus Wizode. Let us see how this begins. These are 2 players that were playing like when I first began. So they're 2 players I've played a lot and very familiar with both of them. Very interested to see how this match goes. All right. San Francisco saying should have gone Frost and believes in a loser's run. All right, so let's see. We're gonna have back to end game. Still in winners round 2. And then player 2 is Wizode. See how this goes. I guess everyone must be East Coast. And then we've got we've got a Japanese player. We've got a player who is from Asia as well. Someone unknown from Asia. Apparently Game Freak just woke up early. Let's go Game Freak. Yeah, I'm sorry, Biomatter. I really was sad to disqualify you, but it had to be done. I guess the players are not ready yet. Not quite sure. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Maybe they were waiting for me. Oh, apparently if someone unknown loses this, every depth is going to be in the same bracket branch. Oh yeah, that is true. We're gonna potentially have some depth mirrors and losers. All right, let's get into this match. What's the viewer count at right now? I'm curious. It might be high. 27. That's pretty good. Let's go 27 viewers. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Very much appreciate it. These beginner tournaments do seem to be people pleasers, so I do plan to host at least 2 more. So be sure to show up to those, and then the plan is to have the winners of every tournament fight each other as a finale. Or if Sonya doesn't show up, which I think is a possibility, then second place from that tournament will qualify. Unless Biomatter qualifies from some other tournament, in which case third place will. Alright, Wizode, definitely at advantage here. Someone unknown, getting caught with Stun Wave a couple of times. Yeah, struggling to get into the positions that they want to establish the checkmates, which I think is one of the harder parts about depth. You have to stand in a certain place to establish your checkmates, which means you have to be really confident with your aggressive movement. Good basic there, but yeah, just can't get to the top to complete the checkmate. Wow, yeah, Wizode escapes the counter basic and manages to get the stun wave. How does depth even checkmate Frost with dodge rolls? Well, if dodge roll occurs through shotgun, you can just shotgun again, or you can basic and it will often catch. Thank you, it's your boy Kevin, for the compliments. Yeah, so someone unknown really struggling to get an offensive game plan here. I think, as sad as it is, the key is just to be more confident with moving forward while dodging. Alright, 1-0 for Wizode. Both players staying. So let's see if Wizode can, oh, did my game just crash? Uh-oh, my game crashed. Okay, good. It was at least between games. Hopefully that didn't interrupt any other tourney matches. What could that have interrupted? That could have interrupted... Okay, I don't think anyone in losers was playing, so I don't think this crash interrupted any matches, thankfully. And it appears Cameron has 2-0'd Rotomotors. Okay. Did the stream go down as well? So game 1 is going to still count because the game completed before the crash happened. All we need to do is like start the set with Wizode up 1-0, I think, and that's just perfectly fine. Or did it crash mid round? How did it go? It crashed between games? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so in that case, just start the set again with Wizode up 1. I should let someone else make the lobby. Okay, yeah, someone else can make the lobby, I guess. Just make it the stream lobby. Game Freak's been here the whole time. So Game Freak, can you host the lobby, please? Yeah, Wizode took it. Yeah, Game Freak, if you're here, I would appreciate you hosting a lobby for the tournament. Yeah, so now Game Freak's lobby is now the stream lobby. Hopefully mine doesn't crash again. Alright, so Game Freak lobby will now be used for the tournament. Yeah, I think mine is pretty decent too, but I guess just a crash occurred. Alright, so we will continue the set with Wizode up, except the overlay is now backwards. Classic. Okay, there we go. All right. Yeah, maybe because I'm also streaming, very true. Yeah, I've had the game crash before, yeah. And into game 2 we go. Let's see if someone unknown can get a more cohesive offensive game plan together, or we'll just get hit, unfortunately. Yeah, Wizzo definitely playing to the strength. Yeah, the netcode in this game is great. Alright, yeah, Wizzo just full retreating here, just does not want to interact with depth. Alright, this gets a hit, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the thing, because that was a potential... Oh, that's a lot of spectator bug. We're gonna need to restart this lobby as well. Aye, that is a lot. Okay, I'm gonna have a different other person host the lobby. And also restart my game again. And whoever hosts the lobby, please restart your game fresh. Okay, Gitto will host it. Sounds... Well, yeah, Gitto is from Europe. I hope that doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. Alright. Oh, didn't wait quite long enough to pop the bubble. So Wizode manages to escape. Yeah, we're getting to min walls, though. Oh, gets hit, unfortunately. This, smaller walls, I think, will definitely help Unknown. But maybe at a lower level, it helps Frost. Because you can't weave around the basic as much. We'll see. Oh, apparently there was a stun wave in there. And the first card goes to Wizode. Oh, this is so much spectator bug. This is really hard to commentate. I do apologize to the players who probably won't get the best advice on this match because it's hard to tell what's going on. Oh, nice stun wave to get the shotgun. Yeah, Wizode redirecting basics as well. Not that one, but can probably... Oh, I don't know about going down. Going down. Oh, gets hit though. Yeah, someone unknown has a lot of the right ideas for these checkmates, but is just getting hit while going for them, which is that kind of unfortunate, you know. But that, with more practice, I think Unknown will definitely be a scary depth player for sure. That is so much spectator bug. All right, has another good basic. Let's see if Unknown can trap Wizode potentially right here with a shotgun. Just barely off. Maybe could have focused to get a better shotgun angle. Wizzo definitely choosing to navigate around the setups late at times, but Unknown is not able to capitalize, so he's they're not getting punished for it. Alright, and Wizzo takes it 2-0. Definitely, I think it's just a matter of dodging in this one, unfortunately. Wish I had more in-depth advice. Any of the depth players in chat, if want to provide something better than that, you're welcome to. Alright, yeah, new lobby time, so Gitto, hopefully fresh install on the game, and, or not fresh install, fresh restart, and then we can get going. Alright, so we'll, hop over to the bracket, and we are now done with Winners Round 2. Alright, so Someone Unknown and Zeta can play. People who are not on stream can play in any lobby they like. Zeta definitely with a long wait, unfortunately. Apologies to Zeta. Yeah, I was waiting since basically the first match of the tournament to play. So on stream next, we're going to have Shadow Pelt versus Game Freak. And then I think we're going to start streaming losers here pretty soon because we're getting to the good losers matches. Two of my 3 friends still in. Alright, yeah, we're gonna have a depth mirror off stream. I don't know if the people like depth mirrors. Some mirrors people love, some people hate. So, not really sure on that one. Alright, yeah, good stuff to Wizode last game, taking it. And now we just await Shadow Pelt to join the lobby. For Game Freak versus Shadow Pelt. Winners, semis. Another grudge match. Is this a grudge match? I'm not sure if Shadow Pelt Game Freak is a grudge match. I don't know if they have any history together. Alright. Shadow Pelt versus Game Freak. I think this will be a pretty cool one. We've got the ultimate rushdown versus the ultimate defender. Oh yeah, I forgot. Shadow Pelt might have gone Sun in this match, but apparently he's going to be staying loyal to the Worm. I have heard tales that... Oh, Saya's here. Hello. I have heard tales that Game Freak is not very good against Sun.
In chat though, I think Shadow Pelt said they were committing to Worm, unless I'm completely wrong
Yeah,
here.
that's what I was saying, that we're not going to see any Sun.
But Shadow Pelt is historically like had struggles with Lich players, especially in bracket. So we'll see if Shadow Pelt can find a way in before the setup gets too much.
Yeah.
And see ya again.
When I played Shadow Pelt with Lich, they spent more time in Flower trying to Novi Fire me than outside of Flower, I think. Like, actually, it was pretty insane. Plays very, very aggressively. Not seeming to do that right now. Maybe I convinced Shadow Pelt not to do it. Oh, ahead right now. Very good. Oh, the bonks are wide. Yeah, playing extremely aggressively. Just inside the Flower. Oh, that's a good Novi Fire. On the verge of winning the card. Just needs to get one more hit. Oh, and Shadow Pelt takes card 1. Game Freak was very confident heading into this tourney, so let's see, will Shadow Pelt, the questionably titled beginner, be able to defeat Game Freak? It's the first hit. Oh, that's really not a hit that did not need to happen. Bonks into the wide. So how do you feel about this matchup as a Lich player? Are you afraid of Worm? Or did you leave? Oh, Saya is gone. Okay, never mind. Did not notice that Saya left.
I'm back.
Okay, Saya is now back.
Okay, so Shadow Pelt's like a very good user of Revenge Novi Fire, using the hit and bone and the getting hit and bone to just run at you. So I think the adaptation Game Freak needs to make is not burning Flower, because the moment you burn Flower, Shadow Pelt's Killer Instinct activates.
Yeah. So what I was asking earlier is, are you afraid of Worm as Lich or not?
I am afraid of Worm, but like,
Okay.
I guess it's on who's playing. Yeah.
Alright, so yeah, another attempt to run into the Flower. That one foiled by running away. Now, a really good setup for Game Freak just needs to not bonk, and I think Game Freak has this one. Definitely can just camp the other side of Flower. Oh, but there's the bonk, moving a bit too much. Oh, but Shadow Pelt runs into the Flower.
This is also the most snowballing matchup in the game.
I could see it, yeah.
Because like, when Worm has a lead, you can just go for Revenge after Revenge with the, Novi Fire. But if Lich has a lead, like, that's completely disabled for Worm.
Yeah. This match, I think that was probably the scariest match Game Freak has had yet. That one looked terrifying to play. Another depth mirror for Unknown in the losers bracket. Francisco versus Unknown. Wait, what is happening? Is something wrong with this lobby? Not sure. Wait, did the overlay just swap? Oh my, these players. Alright, Game Freak off to a good start here. I think has now taken to the strategy of camping the edges of Flower, which I think is probably correct. If you just don't let Worm get close to you, all of the stuff she does is less dangerous. Yeah, with a setup like this, it's going to be hard for Shadowpelt to get anything done at this point, I think. Just gonna have to hope Game Freak bonks. Yeah, that's quite the wall to hide behind as Lich. Long-range Worm's pressure is bad enough that I was able to beat Illy when Illy committed to only playing long-range Worm. And if you know how good Illy is, you know that shouldn't be happening. So, long-range Worm strength, definitely not the best. But we'll see. Maybe Game Freak will bonk. I do like the setup attempts by Shadowpelt. We're seeing a lot of basic wide, basic laser wide. No, I only beat Illy when Illy played long-range Worm. That's not that impressive, I think. Long-range Worm is bad. Thanks for the compliments anyway, though. Yeah, so this match I'd say is still winnable for Shadowpelt. The wall has not yet been fully established. Yo, Novifire got deleted by Flower. That is, quite something. Yeah, I'm sorry, Biomatter. Oh, a bit of greed from Game Freak. Too early on the Novifire, though. And Game Freak manages to take it 2-0. Good stuff to Game Freak. Finds themselves in winners finals. But yeah, definitely extremely aggressive play by Shadowpelt. Got some work done, but when the wall was set up, just couldn't really make it work. Alright, so next up, we're going to have JWR Miso versus Wizode, which is a matchup I'm quite excited for. I don't think I've ever seen these two players play each other, so if anyone in the chat has and knows how it usually goes, let me know. But I know I personally find Miso to be a harder opponent, but that's also because I think I'm a lot more comfortable fighting Frost than fighting Arc. So, not sure how to make it what to make of that. And yeah, we've actually been having a monster-heavy tournament. These are some of the... Is this the first double adventure match we've seen all tournament? It might be. Yeah, I think it actually is. I think this is the first, at least on stream, double adventures match. Alright. Yeah, Ghetto saying that Wizard's going to have a tough time. I can believe it. Miso seemed really good when I played them. I had to play Sun to win, which I think speaks volumes to their skill. Couldn't just play random secondaries. We'll see if Wizard has a game plan versus Arc, because you can, I think, kind of run Arc over as Frost if you're really confident with your aggression. But I think Wizzo tends to play a more passive Frost, which, if the game goes to min walls, Arc, I think, will definitely have the advantage. Gets the first hit. Yeah, just needs to avoid debuffs, don't get hit, and maybe try to close it out before min walls, I think, would probably be the Frost game plan, or just play hyper-aggressive, but I don't think that's really how Wizzo plays. Alright, Toxic, not the worst debuff to get hit by. Dodges Clock, nice. Going to have to escape underneath here. Yeah, so another thing to potentially be worried about for Wizzo here is that Arc's Wide is basically a different move at high ping, which if you're not used to it, can be rough to dodge. The worst thing... Yeah, beanboxing at the bottom and being forced to eat a clock as Frost, definitely something you want to try to avoid. I'm not sure if that was an attempt at an offensive clock or just a defensive one, but either way, it does not connect. Wizzo doing a pretty good job here. Gets hit, but is actually up right now. So, we'll see. Does Wizzo know you need to hug the wall late game to not die to Arc? We'll see. Because that is, like, actually super duper important. Otherwise, you're just going to get checkmated by Moon. Nice stun wave. And the follow-up. Wizzo doing quite well so far. Just not getting hit by Arc, which is good. You don't need to get hit by Arc until endgame. So definitely doing a good job avoiding that. Long slide, unfortunately. Another clock. Again, I'm not really sure if that was defensive or offensive, but... I'm going to say defensive, probably, because Wizzo wasn't that close. Ooh, very aggressive play. Quite scary. I wonder if Wizzo's going to go in for another stun wave. Oh, gets the wide. Nice. Yeah, I think we're seeing a bit too much clock from Miso, which is disabling the debuffs and allowing lots of stun wave attempts by Wizzo. Because if clock's not up, Frost is just free to go in, as long as you're cognizant of avoiding basic. Nice stun wave. Needs to get out of the moon, though. Nice. Doesn't panic, just gets the basic. Yeah, Miso, I think, could be going for more debuffs on the focus basic, potentially. I find when I play Frost, or play against Frost as Arc, the focus basic is like a good time to go for debuffs. You can usually land maybe one if the Frost is sleeping at the wheel a bit. And either way will force a bit less focus basic, which, you know, is always a good thing. Barely misses the stun wave. Not punished with basic. I think, or I guess clock was down, yeah, but Miso could try to punish these with basic. And okay, it does look like Wizzo knows that you have to hug the wall late game. Oh, what a nice... Oh, something messed that up, but that was a really nice attempt at the stun wave. But somehow the punish doesn't work out. Okay, yeah, Wizzo knows how to play this late game, playing it very well with the defensive abilities, avoids the clock, which I think that probably shouldn't have happened. Yeah, you can stun Arcs and clock, apparently. Oh no, getting hit. Late game Arc is very scary. Ah, gets hit again. Probably felt that they needed to end the round right there. Getting confused definitely neutered the offense there for a while. But close first game, went all the way to late game. Wizzo's dodging was definitely on point, but got late game arced. Forces out a clock. Oh, we have Ray in chat. Hello, Ray. Thank you for showing up. It's the stun. Ray, very good Japanese red player. Eliminated me in the last qualifier, sadly, but definitely quite strong as a player. Alright, so we're not really seeing many successful debuffs. Maybe that's because of ping. I've heard debuffs are harder to land at high ping. So that definitely could be at play, potentially. Oh no, backs into it. Wizzo was doing so good at dodging, I'm not sure if they're just getting overly anxious to get hits or just slowing down or what. But, wait, that clock didn't delete Moon. That was really weird. Clock usually deletes Moon. I don't know why it didn't happen there. Maybe because Arc was stunned or something? That's a very weird interaction. Oh no, rolls right into the clock. And Miso takes game one, but that was actually quite close. Alright, both players choosing to stay. And it looks like Someone unknown has completed the depth team kill, killing off the last other depth player in the tournament, having eliminated Zeta and now Francisco. All right, so we got one depth left in the bracket, who will, I think, be playing against Shadow Pelt next. All right, 2 quick hits, but Wizode is paralyzed. I think when I'm paralyzed, I try to have minimal movement, because if I'm relying on my movement, paralyzed is more likely to mess me up, whereas if I'm planning on staying still, it really doesn't even matter. And Arc is one of those characters, like, if you're not under Moon, you kind of just can stand still, and just watch out for basic. Nice roll. Forces a clock. Alright, Shadow Pelt apparently was winning 60-40 against someone unknown in the last time they played, so I guess is favored in that match. That match will probably be on stream. We're probably going to start playing the losers matches on stream, because we're, like, well ahead of schedule, to be honest. It's only been, like, an hour, and we're very deep in the bracket already. Nice wide. Yeah, definitely keeping the pressure on there. I think Wizard honestly could use maybe even a bit more wide when they have Arc in the corner. Yeah, roll appears to like not go anywhere when those debuffs are on. I'm not sure which debuff is causing that, if it's paralyzed or slow or what, but roll seems not very effective while maximum debuffed. Ooh, nice. Found the one place where Moon and Clock wasn't. Wizard takes the card. Good aggressive play. This is actually quite a close set. I'm impressed by both players' play. Playing the matchup very well. Alright, Game Freak saying that it's paralyzed, stopping the roll. Oh no, yeah. Lots of debuffs, but Wizard only gets hit once after Clock. You can sometimes get hit more than once, so that's not... Gets bonks, but that could have been worse. Apparently, Game Freak learned this from True Magus. I don't ever play single player, so yeah. Wizode, I think, is now getting a bit more pressured by Miso. Miso just like trying to hover in a good effective range for wide. And not really being scared away by the focus basic. Gets hit though. Alright, even cards. Early Clock, that definitely seems like a mistake, because now debuffs are going to be offline, and the slow may prevent this, but can go in a bit. Yeah, slow kind of helped there. Debuffs back online. Oh no, just hits Toxic. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to remember that that even exists, but you gotta keep an eye out for it. Roll into wide. I think Wizode is kind of playing very middling, like both offensively sometimes and defensively at other times. Frost is probably my worst character, so I don't feel super qualified to give Frost advice. So I'm not really sure if like committing to one strategy is better, or if you should just kind of play this both strategies thing. As far as the art goes, I do think the one thing I'd like to see more from Miso is trying to debuff focus basic. But if Miso's just trying to not die and camp to min walls, that's probably fine to not go for it. I respect that strategy. Definitely is like the one to go for if you're trying to win, I think, if you're confident in your dodging. And as the walls close in, things look a bit more grim for Wizode, but perhaps can find hits. I find Frost wide can also be pretty hard to deal with at min walls for whatever reason, so maybe can get some hits that way. Alright, last heart though, needs to make something happen, or Miso will be advancing to Winners Finals. Yep, there's that wide. Gets hit. And Miso takes it. GG's. Yeah, Wizode played really well that time as well, but Miso's just super good. But I was definitely impressed by the Wizode, the game plan. Definitely got some good aggressive plays in there, good stun waves and wides. But in the end, the late game arc was just too much. Oh wait, is Cameron still in? Cameron is still in. Okay, so next we're gonna have on stream, we're going to play out, I think, Wizode, or does Wizode want to break? You can, in the Wizode in the chat, do you want to play another match or do you want to take a quick break? Because we can just do winners finals if you'd rather do a break. You don't need a break? All right, so we'll run you back then. We'll have Wizode versus Cameron. And Wizode's even still player 2. Perfect. Alright. Yep, Ray complimenting the last match. I agree, it was a very well played match. Alright, so whenever the players are ready, we can begin this match. And we never got a score report for Someone Unknown versus Fran Francisco. So if we could get a report for that in the chat, it would be very much appreciated. I don't actually know what score to report for that. Alright, so Cameron choosing to go with the Sun Priestess. You can refresh the page if you're having trouble, by the way, with the stream. Alright, so this is a matchup that I have played with Wizode a decent amount when I was on the come-up, so we'll see if the practice will pay off. I do not know how much experience that Cameron has in the Frost matchup. I personally find this matchup to be quite playable for Sun, and I know that's kind of a weird take. You can refresh the Twitch page. There's no way I have a minute of delay, because Saya responds to my messages basically instantaneously. Yeah, I like this matchup with Sun, but most Sun players don't. I'm not sure which camp Cameron falls under. Probably doesn't think about matchups that much, isn't really a matchup guy. Alright, 2-2. Cameron definitely playing, I think, mostly correct. Just needs to, try and call out the rolls, because Frost love to roll in this matchup. Just don't get run at, call out the rolls, and snipe with, like, tap wides or diamonds. Not get stun waved. Yeah, apparently most players aren't dealing with, delay. Oh, gets wided. Yeah, you definitely gotta be careful when you're in the corner against Frost. Just try to play keep away with focus basics, tap wides, and force rolls with diamond maybe. As long as you are good at dodging focus basic and playing keep away, you should be fine. As Sun, I think, versus Frost. Although endgame can be a bit rough. I doubt these players will make it to endgame, but we'll see. Oh no, Cameron bonking the focus basic. Yeah, you have to be familiar with the pattern. I also like running around a lot in this matchup. Cameron not doing that so much, more opting to stay in focus basic, which I don't agree with, but, you know, that's the way you can play it. Last heart. And Wizode backs into the lasting pancake, and we're 1 card to 1 card. Yeah, doing diamonds is like an easy way to accidentally bonk something because of how much it slows you down. Tap diamonds, though, are really good. Oh, you played a lot of Sun versus Wizode, huh, Gito? Alright, so apparently Wizode is warm in this matchup. Cameron could have played Fran Francisco's Frost to warm up. I'm not sure if that occurred. Fran Francisco does secondary Frost. Did not see it this tournament, though. Alright, there's the Stun Wave. Doesn't quite get the Dispel Trap. I think should have probably gone for a second basic in the Dispel Trap, potentially. Oh, it was days ago? Okay. Yeah, so not warm recently, then. Oh, Wizode bonks. First hit of the match. Getting a bit of lag here. Hopefully that's just for me and not the players. Another bonk. Cameron isn't moving around as much as I normally do, but is doing a decent job at playing heap away. Oh, and Wizode backs into the basic. Yeah, if you play If Stun Wave is down, you can go for melee, I think, on Frost, but I don't know how comfortable Cameron is playing at melee range, or even if he knows that that's a thing. Alright, will the diamonds be too much under tournament stress? Oh, Cameron weaving in between the basic. This is really close. Who will bonk first? Isn't really a matchup of checkmates. The defense forced out. Dodges the wide. Oh, and Cameron's the first to bonk. Very close first game. Taken by Wizode. Alright, Wizode choosing to stay. Cameron also choosing to stay. Why poor Cameron? Yeah, I guess Biomatter has no faith in my friend Cameron. Come on. Trained by me personally. Alright, let's see. Apparently they've gone back to the lobby. Okay. Did they switch order on the overlay? If that happened, I'm going to be quite upset. Did it happen? You think less people set their online handles their real name? Okay, Biomatter. I'll seed you last next tournament. Don't worry. Throwing shade at people who use their real names with confidence. I happen to quite like my real name. Alright, let's see. Will Cameron be able to force hits? Yeah, just dodging there, not really putting any offensive pressure. Yeah, I get it, Gitto. Nah, that's fine. Alright. Cameron, definitely sitting in focus basic and going for bigger waffle balls, and I think it's strictly necessary. Could be doing a bit more tap waffles. Getting hit, unfortunately. And that's the first card. Yeah, I think Cameron is sitting in focus basic too much. I would personally be moving a lot more in this matchup and not charging the waffle walls as big. Because if you move around, you can like find places do 1 or 2 charge, but mostly just tap and they'll like even out. Cameron getting a bit run over this game, unfortunately. Hopefully isn't too tilted. Maybe can bring this match back, but Wizode is just not getting hit. And that's what it feels like. Sometimes in the matchup, Frost just doesn't get hit, and then you lose. But that's fine. You just have to also not get hit to win. Ah, yeah, I get sniped by the wide, and Wizode takes it 2-0. Good stuff to Cameron. I think this is the best any friend of mine has ever placed in a tournament. Best of 3. Best of 3. GG's. Game 1 was close. Game 3, unfortunately, not quite as close. Or Game 2. Okay. Next up, we're going to be having Shadow Pelt versus Someone Unknown. On stream. I forgot the round. Whoops! Alright, can't be perfect, I guess, can we? I think this is losers semis. No, it's not. It's losers quarters. Oh. Oh no, the player's going. Okay. Got in there. Sorry. Doing stream maintenance stuff. Someone Unknown versus Shadow Pelt. I'm sure this will be a rather quick match, as all Shadow Pelt matches tend to be one way or the other. And yeah, someone unknown did eliminate every other depth player from this event, hilariously. So the champion depth shall take it. Oh yeah, and apparently my seeding has been on point. Top 4 seeds have gone top 4, but we'll see. Shadow Pelt is needed to complete the prophecy. Hey, me taking an L, hey, I got 3 of 4. You gotta give me some credit there. And I even got him in the right order, unlike your OJJ qualifier. That one, they didn't place in the correct order. Like, not remotely. So, if I'm taking an L, you're taking at least 3. Yeah, has there really not been a single upset this whole bracket? Oh, did I actually seed it that good? Let's go me. Yeah, I did seed it that good. Nice. Alright, Shadow Pelt currently down 2. Not playing as hyper-aggressive as I would have expected from what I've seen. Yeah, Game Freak, this is definitely a good omen for you if the seeding wins hold true. And we got a bonk from Shadow Pelt. Alright, well maybe someone unknown will have something to say about it. Will this be the first upset? Gets hit by wide. I've heard that if you just move at full speed as depth, you'll never bonk worm wide. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but I have heard it. All right, we got a GG's to Wizode from Chicon is Cameron in the chat. Respect. Aw, just barely gets hit by shotgun. Yeah, so someone unknown is doing quite a good job of establishing. Who did unknown lose to in winners? Unknown lost to Wizode. Okay. Is doing a much better job at establishing the offensive game plan versus Worm than versus Frost. And unfortunately, slows down a bit and hits the wide. Yeah, and then you always have to be careful when Worm either hits or gets hit. You gotta watch for the DS because you just can't take another hit as a slow character. I'm blessed with the diamond dashing, so it's a bit less of a concern. But for slow characters that don't have that, gotta worry about it. I am sad we didn't have more Suns this tournament, but you know, what are you gonna do? We had Cameron at least. So we did have at least one, whereas before we had 0 signed up. Still over 20 viewers, pretty good for MnS. Thanks everyone for showing up. Especially since this one was so early. Next one probably won't be quite so early. And then hopefully Biomatter can show up. Alright, that's a good basic. Oh, kind of backs into a basic. I don't know where shotgun was going there. Alright, let's see. Can there be a checkmate here? Oh, sorry also. I feel like the commentary is decreasing in quality, but I've been going for like an hour and a half solo, so I'm a bit fatigued. I do apologize if the commentary is decreasing. And also, this tournament's filled with characters I don't play, so the advice is probably a little worse. And Shadow Pelt takes game 1. Oh, I don't drink Wizode, so no beer for me. I'll just have water. I don't do energy drinks either. Shadow Pelt indeed keeping the max dream alive of all seeding correct matches. But Unknown almost took that last one. Got hit a lot at the end. Oh, Biomatter saying I have a nice voice. Really appreciate it, because I've actually been insulted for my voice consistently my whole life. So, very much appreciate it. Thank you. And YouTube Game Freak. VA for game win? Oh, I don't know about... I doubt I'm that good. Don't let it get to you? Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It doesn't bother me anymore. Alright, let's see. Yeah, honestly, I kind of am not the most experienced with either of these characters. So I'm trying to give advice where I can, but it's probably not the best. Much more of an adventurer player, plus Storm. Alright, so we got the middle basic. I guess I play a little bit of Lich too. Why isn't Shadow Pelt mashing wide 24/7? Well, if you only mash wide, your opponent can just sit still and never get hit. So it's not good to mash 24/7. Oh, just barely escapes. That was really close. I thought someone unknown was gonna get hit there. That was good. Yeah, we could be seeing more wide potentially. I think Shadow Pelt could just be doing more moves in general. It's having a lot of downtime where Shadow Pelt's not really advancing or doing moves, and that's like not good. You should be either, as Worm, I think, either advancing on your opponent or doing attacks. If you're doing neither, you're not really doing anything to advance the game state in your favor. That's a really good basic. Yeah, Worm, no defensive special to really get out of that, so just has to eat a hit. Oh. Yeah, uses the cat to nicely escape the defense, or the revenge hit there. Was keeping an eye out for it. Another really good basic. I think something Shadow Pelt, yeah, needs to work on here is redirecting basics, because someone unknown is getting a lot of really, really favorable basics. Oh, trade and Shadow Pelt takes game 2. The perfect seeding dream lives on. GG's to someone unknown and Shadow Pelt. All right, we're going to have winners finals next, I think, which is Game Freak versus Miso. Now this should be a good match. Game Freak and Miso are both quite good in my opinion. I'm honestly not sure who will take this. I did see Game Freak higher, but Miso was really good against my Lich when I played Lich against them. So, definitely good at the matchup. Or maybe I just suck at it. Could be that too, definitely. See how this goes. And this is winners finals. Winners finals. Who's player 1? It is Game Freak. Game Freak, again, had 1 hour last time, but with more hours comes more strength. Another thing I haven't got a chance to mention yet, so I'll do it now, is I actually did get to play Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube with Game Freak yesterday. Quite good at that game too. Not better than me, but still good. Yeah, Game Freak getting hit a lot. I found this matchup to be absolutely unwinnable against Miso's arc. So we'll see. Maybe Game Freak can figure it out, but I had a really tough time. Yeah, no hits on Miso that round. Very well played. The way this matchup works, I think, is it's very snowball-y in both directions, but Arc snowballs early and Lich snowballs a bit later. So you just have to survive the Arc snowball to win. Hits the moon there. Alright, Shadow Pelt, you gotta have some confidence. With aggressive worm play like yours, anything is possible if you get lucky. Yeah, so currently avoiding debuffs, but still unable to hit Miso. Miso's dodging, definitely on point. I think... Oh, there we go. I think Game Freak's gonna have to live quite a while to defeat Miso. I don't know if that's really in the cards. We'll see. Miso is just expertly applying pressure here, just not letting any setup occur from Game Freak. And Miso takes game 1 very convincingly. By the way, my speaker's kind of making a staticky noise. Is that showing up on stream or no? No static? Alright, good. Alright, both players staying. I don't think I've ever seen these players play a different character, so getting right into it. This one is best of 5, by the way, so more chances for Game Freak to take it. Oh no, Gitto. I cannot wear headphones because they make my ears ring. That's why I use a speaker. So I don't need someone to buy me a pair. Yeah, more expert just denial of pressure by Miso, just not letting any setup happen. But yeah, look at those butterflies. They're all horizontal, and from what I've heard, Lich should go for a vertical spread on the butterflies rather than a horizontal one. So Miso forcing some suboptimal butterfly placement. I don't know, was I calling them flowers earlier? I may have been. Whoops, I meant butterflies. Yeah, Game Freak is just not able to get to the upper half of the screen to establish a wall. But is getting some hits this card. Maybe can finally close one out. Oh, but gets clocked. Definitely not good. Oh, but doesn't get paralyzed. Gets hit though. Alright, that's somewhat of a wall. I think what Game Freak needs to do, potentially, now that I'm thinking about it, is try to start with the first flower of the game on top of the screen, because Miso is doing a lot of, like, going back and forth over the top, so maybe just trying it out with a flower blocking that could force Miso to go along the bottom, and maybe that'll help a bit. Not really sure, but it's worth trying, I think. Gets clocked. Unfortunate. Yeah, Miso seems to know exactly how to beat Lich. Let's see, maybe Game Freak can make something happen in Game 3, but it's looking all Miso so far. Game Freak staying. Didn't need to say that quite yet, but I doubt Miso's gonna switch characters with the way things have been going. Miso honestly dominating to the same degree that Sonya did last time. I'd be interested to see Sonya play Miso, but I don't know if that matchup will ever happen. But who knows, maybe Game Freak can make the comeback, we'll see. I think should probably try Flower at the top instead of the bottom. Bonks basic early. Alright, that is the most complete looking wall I think we've seen in a while. Now just needs to plug up the top bit with a butterfly, and it'll be a truly complete wall. Alright, this is good. I think this is the position Lich probably wants. Just has to plug up that bit at the top to force Arc onto one side of the screen. Oh no, but Miso retaking control. No more wall. Still hasn't gotten hit. Miso's dodging, definitely on point. Another kind of wall from the Lich. But Miso always has room up top. I think that room up top is key. Needs to shut it down. Oh no, paralyzed. That gets hit there. I don't really have much advice for Miso. Miso seems to be playing this quite perfectly, to be honest. At least as perfect as Game Freak is forcing them to. So, don't really know what advice to even give. Definitely playing excellently. I don't even know if Miso would be able to watch this back anyway. I don't know how proficient their English is. Seems to be good enough at typing anyway. Alright, that's a decent position for the Lich. But It's a bonk. Even hearts. Let's see, can Game Freak take a card? Oh no, bonks wide, and Game Freak is on their last heart. Oh yeah, Biomatter, if you entered this, what character would you have played? I'm curious. What were you to have played, Arc or Lich? Arc? Yeah, I thought so. Okay. But I wasn't sure. Alright, Biomatter, Game Freak managing to live, but now we're getting to the point of the game where Arc is really strong, and Game Freak has not controlled the top of the screen, which I believe is what you need to do to stop Arc from implementing this game plan. Yep. And Miso takes it 3-0. Good stuff to Miso. Honestly, can't say I'm surprised after how good they played against me as well. Good stuff. And now we'll move into loser semis. Which is Shadow Pelt versus Wizode. Yeah, we don't get to best of 5 again until losers finals. Alright, just awaiting Shadow Pelt. They appear to be offline on Discord. That is not promising. Hopefully, Shadow Pelt actually shows up and doesn't need to be disqualified. Oh, apparently Shadow Pelt is here, just underneath Game Freak. Yeah, don't feel bad about losing that, Game Freak. Miso is the only person in this tournament that I had to go my main to beat, which I think means that they're probably the best player in the tournament. You'll get there, Game Freak. You're already super good for how little you played. Definitely don't lose confidence now. Sonya's depth did not play this event. Sonya unregistered like a couple days ago. Unfortunately, I would have loved to see Sonya's depth. We would have had 4 depth players if that happened. Maybe Sonya can be convinced to show up again for the champion tourney. Yeah, no worries, Miso. Everything's fine. Alright, so who do we have left? We have Frost and Worm left, and Lich and Arc. Yeah, no hoods. Definitely a difference from last time where like 3 of top 4 winners was hood. Yeah, Nyx and Miso definitely aren't comparable. Unfortunately, Shadow Pelt, because I can beat Miso, I cannot beat Nyx. Yeah, if Sonya won again, I don't think Sonya would have won again, but if Sonya did win again, well, I guess whatever. They win in depth as well. You'd have banned me as TO. Well, the way I run this tourney, I felt bad banning Sonya just because they seem to like to play depth so much more than Hood. I would feel bad banning them after they win with an easy character when they really want to play a hard character. Yeah. This matchup going quite quickly. Both players just running into things. Wizzo takes the first card. Yeah, the way you get disqualified from this is you're already an established tourney player, or you win. So whoever wins this will be banned from future events, but I don't know if the other high-placing members that weren't Biomatter thought they were banned, because Biomatter is the only high-placing member from last tournament that signed up for this one. So, just so everyone's aware, only the winner will get banned. Everyone else can still sign up for the next one, so definitely do. Also, Illy, there is no Hood players in this event, shockingly. Not a single one. I don't know how, but there isn't. Wizzo takes game 1. Yeah, this is just extremely aggressive play by Shadow Pelt, resulting in bonks by both players, I think. When I played this against Shadow Pelt, I just got sat on by Worm and Novi fired. Yep, there's that. But dodge roll appears to be working well for Wizzo. Definitely much more comfortable getting out of that than my Frost. Oh, nice escape again. Just not getting Novi fired. And I think if Wizzo doesn't get Novi fired, we'll probably just win. Yeah, up 4-1. Yeah, because this matchup to me, if you play it at longer range, seems like both players just have to try to live. But the thing that you have to live as Frost is a lot easier than what you have to live as Worm. How many viewers do we have right now? Let's do a quick check on that. We have 21. Not bad, not bad. We had like 28 earlier. That's probably when my friend group was in while my friends were still in the tourney, but now they're all out. So those people probably left. Every time I check it goes lower. Nah, I mean it's still above 20. I'm happy with that. That's pretty good for MnS. And I am happy that a lot of the newer players are in the chat. My goal with these tourneys is to grow the scene, and I think I'm succeeding in that to some extent. Lots of new faces. And Wizzo takes it 2-0. Yeah, I don't know. That match wasn't really conducive to commentary, so I just talked about other things. Sorry. Oh, is my stream lagging for you? I hope it's not for everyone. Sorry, J-Feather. Alright, the seeding dream is still somewhat alive. Now we move on to losers finals, Wizzoed versus Game Freak. Oh, you're still here, Rotom Motors. Hello. Thank you for joining up. It was definitely fun to have you around. All right, we move into losers finals. Yeah, people in the chat, have my tourneys helped you feel more enthusiastic about the Maiden and Spell scene and community in general? Because that is kind of my goal with these. So if I've succeeded, I would love to know it. Tourneys keep me interacting with people. Nice, nice. All right, here we go. Game Freak versus Wizzo losers finals. Game Freak bonking a bit on Wizzo's basic, unfortunately, but has a pretty decent setup. Just needs to live and wait for the walls to close in. Oh yeah, Biomatter, don't feel shy to join lobbies. We're always happy to have players playing. I'm glad to hear I was able to motivate you, Shadow Pelt. You definitely placed quite well this event. Good playing. But if you want to be banned, you gotta win one. Alright, 2 hearts to 1. Let's see. You don't want to be banned? Well, don't worry. I have something prepared for the banned players. So it's good. You want to be banned. It also means you're improving. I mean, getting banned should be taken as a badge of honor. Like, if you're banned from beginner tournaments, it means you're good. Alright, so those butterfly placements, I guess when you're at small walls, this is probably ideal butterflies instead of the vertical ones, huh? Game Freak's dodging just, like, super turned up as the game went late. Bonked a lot early, but it's just dodging crazy now, and that setup, that's tough for Wizzoed. He's gonna have to do a lot of butterfly redirecting. Oh, and manages to get a hit! Wow, that was a crazy round. You want a ban appeal for the beginner tourney? I mean, your new arc, yeah, maybe. I consider it Ghetto if you want. I'd have to see you play some of the beginners, though. Yeah, Wizode lasted for ages that round. That was really excellent play by Wizode. Definitely impressed. Oh, you're joking, Gitto? Okay. Yeah, I mean, the way I decide who goes in these is, if I think someone's going to get second place or lower, I let them in. If I think they'll win, I don't. That's kind of my rule. Alright, definitely have a wall up here. But Wizode's dodging has been on point, still has not gotten hit this round. I think Game Freak is going to need to live a while to beat Wizode. Wizode is just not getting hit by the stray shots. Yeah, down to 1 heart for Game Freak. The prophecy of Game Freak winning the tournament is still alive, but dying slowly. Oh, Stun Wave finishes it out. Nice. All right, yep, Wizode takes the first game. All right. So Wizode proving J Feather's advice wrong, that you should drop Frost in this matchup. Up a game. Oh, but bonks. That's like the first bonk we've seen from Wizode. Everything else has been like really, really nearly checkmating. A bit too much greed on the flower there, I think. Or maybe I just didn't see and it wasn't a flower charge. I think Wizzo does use intermediate tag Gitto. Plays Zorn as Frost. Look, J-Feather, Frost is my worst character. I don't take my results as Frost to mean anything. My Frost is awful. Yeah, look at this dodging from Wizode. Actually super impressive. But it's 2-2 because Game Freak's setup is quite nice, forcing those hits. I disagree with you, Biomatter, on the weak 1-2. I think the tag should be used in a way that it attempts to divide the players up into thirds. So like the highest third is expert, middle third is intermediate, and the lower third is beginner. I think of the players in this tournament, I would honestly say only Miso should use intermediate. I think everyone else is probably still beginner because I value beating experts really highly. I think, I don't know how much people in here play experts, but I think you need to take some games from experts to be applying that intermediate tag. That's how I feel anyway. I did not apply the intermediate tag until I had taken games from like at least half the experts. Yeah, maybe I hold too high a standard for intermediate, but I would say is to be an intermediate, you need to beat most beginners consistently and have beaten experts. Did I go overkill? I may have gone a little overkill. Put it on after you're like firmly intermediate. Yeah, I did. But I didn't want to be overly arrogant with the tag. All right, Game Freak evens up the cards in game 2. Yeah, I don't know. I would also just say this because I think people need to play experts more. Playing experts, I think, is the best way to get better. So if you make it like a requisite for being intermediate, maybe people actually do it more. If a beginner thrashes another beginner, that's demoralizing. I mean, well, there's levels within beginner. Like, have you ever seen Illy play other experts? It's like as much of a thrash sometimes, but they're still both experts. Yeah, J-Feather is without a doubt an expert. One of the best players in the whole world, for sure. But shockingly, probably one of the players I do the best against. I don't know why, but whenever I play J-Feather, I always play at my best. J-Feather, I guess, brings out the best in me. Do experts actually want to play beginners? I'm not sure. I mean, they seemed happy to play me, but maybe they were just lying? I'm not sure. Alright, and Game Freak evens it up, taking game 2. Okay, first to get this name, I unfortunately still can't remember who you are. I'll tell you where you... Oh, you're someone unknown. Okay, I think I just remembered, right? You're someone unknown? Alright, someone unknown placed... I think you placed 7th. Yeah, I think someone unknown placed 7th. Alright, yeah, Game Freak taking 2 early hits this game. Yeah, I don't know. Experts seemed happy to play me, and I've heard certain experts express frustration that beginners won't ever play them. So I think experts do want beginners to play them to some extent. I could be wrong, though. I don't want to speak for them if I'm wrong. Man, that is a rough position for Wizode, getting cornered, but manages to escape. Yeah, Wizode pretty much only taking hits when they're super forced, is great at dodging depth. I'm not Lich. Oh, gets hit there. Yeah, I think something that a lot of the experts worry about is if they stomp a newer player, they'll quit. I think that's the main worry, because when I first started playing, I played against Javaro, and he played Lich, but didn't use Flower, and that was, like, not something I was about. I'm down to lose repeatedly, but maybe not everyone is, but if you tell an expert you're okay with them playing all out, I find that they usually are happy to do so. Yeah, J-Feather won't, but I have other players I know do go easy on beginners. You have to just make sure you're clarifying you don't mind losing, I think. Oh no. Wizode, I think the perfect dodging starting to wane a little bit, starting to get hit by non-forced things. Which means the matchup's gonna get a lot tougher. QP or Max? I think comparing me to QP is an insult to QP, to be quite honest. QP is super good. Yeah, I agree with J-Feather. QP is quite a strong player. Unknown got 5th? Oh, maybe. Oh yeah, apparently Game Freak doesn't have the butterflies out all the time. Good call, Biomatter. I would personally say the player I am most close to in skill is probably Hobo, but that's just me. I could be wrong about that. Yeah, I mean, I'm tired. I don't know if I have the energy to commentate anymore. I've been solo commentating for about 2 hours at this point. I hope the players don't mind. Also, they're like good enough to where I don't know I can give advice on characters I don't play. Game Freak takes the game. 2-1 for Game Freak. Yeah, these players are good enough they don't really need it. Wizode is apparently switching to Lich. What do you commentate in this matchup? Yeah, this matchup is kind of boring. It's just kind of, can Lich not get hit by Focus Basic the matchup? Okay. So, I've never seen Wizode play any other character. Who is Kerosene? I'm not really sure who Kerosene is. Shadow Pelt. Alright, let's see. Do these players know the matchup? Wizode knows to delete things. So that is something at least. Yeah, but the way I would rank myself, QP definitely way better than me. That's a terrible flower. That's just in the old one. I think I'm better than pretty much every player that doesn't have an active tournament presence, but probably worse than all the ones that do. I think I'm like about at that place. Oh, Wizode takes the first card in the Lich Mirror. Okay, is this surprise pick gonna work out?
Feather has pulled out the Lich quite a few times and found success, so there is definitely history with Frost players doing this.
Yeah, I've seen VODs of that occurring. I'm still surprised Wizzode's doing it. I've never seen this before from Wizzode. Whew, solo commentating for 2 hours is exhausting.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not gonna help.
Yeah, that's fine. Hope you guys have had fun watching. You're better than like Rifle or me? Yeah, probably. Well, I mean, what happened at the last tournament I played in? The OJJ qualifier, I beat every player, or I placed above every player that isn't in like a constant tournament fixture. So I do think that I'm probably one level below the active tournament players.
Well, saying that's kind of weird because I'm pretty sure Shadowpelt has the highest attendance out of anyone ever now that Dino's gone.
Oh, I wasn't aware Shadowpelt attended so much. Okay, well, I don't really know how to quantify it then, but I think people know what I'm talking about when I say the group of people that are better than me, right? Is it not clear?
Yeah, you beat everyone who's not better than you, and you lose to everyone who's better than you.
Well, I know, saying it like that sounds dumb, but I feel like the group is obvious, or maybe it isn't. Maybe it's just obvious to me. The groups of players that frequently place well at events are the players that I will lose to. Yeah, enter often and place top 8, I guess. Yeah, I placed top 8 at the last tournament somehow. I guess I probably was expected to beat all my opponents that I beat. So I won't say somehow. Alright, Wizzode actually keeping this close. This is the last heart. Oh, Wizzode takes the Lich Mirror! Let's go, Wizzode. Wasn't expecting that. Good stuff.
It's not looking too good for Game Freak here.
Apparently Feather thought I could qualify. Feather, I think I could have qualified if Ray and Moo didn't enter at the last second.
I feel like you could have qualified. Well, like, could have is such a funny thing to say in general.
Wait, say that again. I was reading chat.
Could have is just a funny thing to say in general.
Well,
because like a lot of things could have happened.
I guess.
And I feel like if like with a little more luck, you could have.
Maybe. I think I needed to get better matchups. I did draw both of my worst matchups, which is a bit sad.
But Game Freak Wizzode taking a break.
He's going to the bathroom, I think. Yeah, I do feel like what Shadowpelt's calling the O2 squad, I feel I'm comfortably better than those people. And even the people above that, like, I handily beat Glitch in the qualifier and Caro. I think those players are more like 1-2 players.
If we're talking about like player tiers, like mentally, for the longest time, I thought of like Shadowpelt, Rifle, and Blaster as a monolith, like as a tier of players in tournaments, because they would always beat new players, but they would never ever win against like anyone else.
Yeah. I didn't play any of those players, but I think I would have won if I did. I'm quite confident of that fact. Because I beat players that were seated higher than them.
But Wizzode back to the Frost?
Yeah, I'm not sure why, because the Lich Mirror actually ended with a victory. Maybe it was too close at the end, but now just bonking. Regardless, Wizzode has put on quite the show. Even if this doesn't end well. Yeah, I'd love to enter more tournaments. There just kind of aren't any at the moment. But I'm happy to host these events and commentate them. Next one won't be quite so early. That is a good setup. Oh, but it just doesn't get out.
Yeah, eventually there will be the 3-letter tag versus 4-letter tag group battle.
How many three-letter tags are there? I'd be on Nyx's team, I guess. Are there any others?
Yeah. There's a lot. I just haven't checked.
Only one I
There's
can.
Rem.
Oh, I get Rem and Nyx. Nice. I get all the people I've like gotten advice from.
And technically, you can get like J Feather by technicality. Just J.
Nah, it doesn't count. Oh, Wizzo takes the second card just as dominantly as Game Freak took the first. This could go either
Last
way.
card?
All right, let's pay attention to this last card. Oh
Yeah,
no.
it really comes down to who wants it more.
Oh no, don't be with that. That's the lamest Smash Bros commentary meme. I do not like that one. Oh no, Wizzo getting parried, and oh, that was so risky, but it gets a hit. I'm surprised. That was crazy. Looking like Shadow Pelt with the sitting in flower. All right, no big flowers this game. I feel like that bodes well for Wizzo.
Game Freak's like dodging a lot, which is good, but being in those dodging situations has me worried because there's only 2 hearts left.
Yeah. Oh no, Wizzo takes a hit. Last heart. Game Freak only on 2 though. The comeback is not out of the question. Dodge rolling there makes me think Wizzo's pretty nervous because that was very dodgeable. Oh, and Game Freak takes it. That was so close. What a good set. Set of the tournament. Why is it losers finals of these things are always so good? Last losers finals was great as well. GG's. Wizzo definitely took that so close. But now we move on to grand finals. And it appears Saya has left again. Thank you for joining me and letting me rest my tired voice for but a moment. Saya? Commercial break? We don't do commercials here. Alright, let's see if Miso can close out the run. I'm glad I got to see Miso play, because they were originally, like, seated really low, because I'd never seen them, but then I played Miso, and it's like... Yeah, they're good. Oh, apparently people need to use the bathroom? Okay, so we're gonna have a quick intermission. Alright, I guess I'll be right back. Quick intermission, commercial break, and you can get a word from our sponsor, Max. Thank you. I'm sponsoring my own tournament with $0 and 0 cents. Truly the greatest investment for the greatest tournament. Goodbye. Alright, chat. I am back. Good thing I remembered to switch the screen back. We will be having a brief winners interview after this. Oh, I guess if Miso wins, an interview will have to be. Yeah, we'll see about that. Alright, getting into grand finals, we have Game Freak coming from the losers bracket and Miso in the winners bracket. This was quite a one-sided set in winners finals, so let's see. Okay, Game Freak immediately makes the adaptation and puts the flower up top. I like that. I don't know if Game Freak watched the VOD, or I said it while they were listening, but definitely makes that adaptation. Already taken 2 hits, unfortunately. 3. Yeah, honestly, I don't know if my advice was even good, but it was just something new to try, you know? Since what was happening last time wasn't working. Yeah, Miso quickly takes the first card. Oh, we're back up to 24 viewers. Ha, the viewers went up this time when I checked. Not down. Miso just seems very comfortable at dodging while applying pressure, which I feel like is quite important. A lot of people, they're either doing one or the other, dodging or applying pressure, but Miso, wow, doesn't get hit there. That's crazy. Seems to be decently comfortable doing both at once. But that's quite the wall from Game Freak. Needs to secure a hit there, though. The butterflies are all quite horizontal, making them easy to dodge. Needs to have a better vertical spread on the butterflies. Gets a hit. Miso manages to cross over. Now as we head, oh, nice. As we head in towards endgame, Miso's probably going to want to take either the top or bottom half of the screen, but the flowers are currently preventing that. Quite good flowers by Game Freak. It's debuffed. Another flower wall has been formed. All right, last heart for both players. Who's going to take it? Oh, Game Freak takes a card. I think that's actually the first card Game Freak has taken from Miso this whole tournament. So, could it be the start of a reverse sweep, perhaps? Or maybe Miso will clean it up. We'll see. Yep, there's the wall. I do think starting off with the flower up top helps the wall form easier, because you don't have to worry about Moon when placing the second flower. Those are some nice butterflies, definitely better positioned than last game. They're much more vertically spaced, and they're closer to Miso, which I think is better, but I'm honestly not 100% sure if closer is better. I feel like once they're too close, you can just juke around them like they're hood knives. That's actually a pretty relevant death toll. And it's gone. Alright, Game Freak up. Maybe looking to take the first game. Yeah, wow, Game Freak leveled up a lot between this and Winners Finals. How do they do it? Game Freak is just crazy. Nice, has the wall. Butterflies are a bit clustered. Oh, Game Freak takes game 1. Nice. Can't say I was expecting that, but happy to see adaptations taking play. It means the seeding dream is still alive, I think. Did we have any upsets this tourney? Not yet, we haven't. Oh no, Miso winning in the winners finals, I guess, was an upset. Yeah, Game Freak needs to win 2 best of 5s to take this tournament, so I actually hope it doesn't go that long, because I kind of have to leave somewhat soon. So if it's 2 game 5 best of 5 sets, I may just have to leave the stream on and leave. We'll see about that. Maybe I shouldn't have streamed as many of the loser sets, but it's been fun. Alright, last heart. This matchup does tend to go late because both of these characters are characters that like the late game. Toss it over to Saya. Yeah, I could toss it over to Saya, I guess, if it goes super long. Can do. Yeah, so while the people are still here, I guess I'll announce that it's highly likely I'll host another one of these in 2 weeks. Same day, probably not the same time. So, unless you are the winner who gets banned, I would be looking forward to seeing each and every one of you back here for a second event, or I guess the third event. So, if you're interested, keep an eye out for that announcement in the Tourney Call-Ups channel. Oh yeah, I find with Lich, catching people when they try to go through your wide with basic is quite a good way to land hits. Or just, it mainly just happens to me. I don't actually do it as Lich all that much. But the fact that Miso is actually going through the inner ring shows to me confidence in dodging, because a lot of beginners treat the inner ring of Lich's wide like a force field, to where it's basically just another flower. So being able to go through it just makes fighting Lich so much easier. Oh, gonna have to cross over. That's getting hit by the moon. That was a really well-placed moon. Oh, barely. That's close again. Closing shifts on Saturday. Sorry to hear it. I wonder if it was worth it to run into the moon there and not get clocked. I feel like it may have been. That's a kind of a sad flower. I think should go up so the walls don't close in. Yep. Agree. Go up. Very close last round, late game. Oh yeah, tough situation for Game Freak, and Miso takes the second game. I doubt we'll see character switches, but I felt the same way about the Wizode Game Freak set, and we saw a Lich Mirror, so I guess I'm not confident in anything anymore, character-wise. I still think it's funny. I'm sad we didn't get to see any of it, that someone unknown had to eliminate every depth player. That was quite something. Yeah, Shadowpelt. Miso is quite good at microing the Lich moves. Oh no, gets a bit too greedy with the flower. Wizard, why didn't you stick with Frost? Or I mean Lich. I think you actually could have maybe won if you did another Lich Mirror. Frost is cooler? Yeah, respectable, I guess. You played very well. I think, Wizard, if you keep entering these, you'll definitely win one eventually. You improved a lot since the last one. That was a really, really unfortunate pattern of wide. That was quite hard to dodge. Alright, so we've got the flower up top again. Oh, clutch time stop manages to not get hit by flower. Oh, runs into the wide, unfortunate. Alright, that really was the first hit Miso took. Miso's dodging, I think, the pressure is good, but I think what enables the pressure for Miso to be so good is the dodging, being able to be confident and move in a way that applies pressure without getting hit. Because we saw, especially from the Depth and Storm players early in bracket, that moving into position to get hits requires good dodging skill. And Miso seems more than capable of it, but quite a good setup from Game Freak. Needs to reestablish it though, as the flower just expired. Alright, takes the card. Wait, Wizzo, do you and Game Freak live like quite close together? Or is that just like a figure of speech? Yeah, I do like the adaptation from Game Freak to use the top flower. I think every round where the top flower has been established has been a lot closer than the ones where it wasn't. Bonks the wide. Oh, apparently. Yeah, interesting. Alright, game 2, or game 3, I guess, goes to Miso. It's best of 5. Game Freak could still take this. Game Freak apparently not knowing it was best of 5. And let's get right back into it. Once again establishing the top flower. Oh no, a rare bonk from Miso. And a hit onto Game Freak. I do think Game Freak can win this. It's just a matter of surviving while keeping the setup good, which is not easy to do, but Game Freak did take a game, so proved that it was within the realm of possibility. And if you can take one game, you can take many. Alright, you're back, Gitto. What you missed is, I don't know how long you left, but we have a Game Freak Miso Grand Finals, and Miso's up 2-1. Game Freak took a game, which did not happen in Winners Finals, so definitely an improvement there. If you weren't here for this, Wizzo Lich mirrored Game Freak one game, but decided after winning that game to go back to Frost. Alright, this is a pretty good setup. Not too much space for Miso, and the butterflies cover the top part of the screen pretty well. Alright, takes the card. Oh no, getting hit by that paralyze as the round starts always feels so bad against Art. But Game Freak doesn't get hit from the paralyze. Aw, too much flower greed. And yeah, currently only 3 butterflies up. I'm not sure if maybe the slow debuff has caused that in the past, but right now it's just not having 4 butterflies. Needs to place more. There we go. Oh, bonks the wide, unfortunate. Yeah, so I've seen Miso bonk wide on top of Death Toll a couple times now, so maybe Miso isn't parsing the fact that the wides are there on top of Death Toll. Yeah, I also expected these two to be the finals because I seeded it that way. My seeding is always right. Not really, but you know. It wasn't that great last time, but this time it was nearly perfect. Interesting. I guess it wasn't safe to keep doing clock, but I feel like that clock could have hit Game Freak if Miso held it longer. Yeah, Miso does play very well. Oh, Shadow Pelt predicted Miso to win, apparently. Well, we shall see. Alright, Game Freak takes another game. You think both should be banned? Maybe. I don't know, I kind of don't want to ban people who don't win to keep the player counts higher. We'll see, though. Yeah, alright. Game Freak making this a lot closer. Yeah, this definitely a far cry from the 3-0 quick stomp that was Winners Finals. This set, and off to an early lead for Game Freak. This set's pretty close. Giving Losers Finals a run for its money as best set of the tournament. I think this one probably will be the best set of the tournament. Always happy to see that for Grands. Yeah, I agree that Game Freak's glitch is not optimal, but like, it's pretty good still. I think certain aspects of it, I'm trying to think about how Biomatter played Lich last time, because I was a big fan of the Biomatter Lich. I think the only weakness I really could see in Biomatter's Lich was the butterfly placement was a bit off. Other than that, I was impressed. Oh no, you got eliminated by worms in all your beginner tournaments. Someone unknown. Sad. I've been eliminated in real tournaments by red players 3 out of my 4 eliminations. Sad. Or 3 out of my 4 bracket losses were to red players. Alright, last heart for this card. I like Game Freak's position. Has Miso in the corner. He establishes a big flower. Oh, what a risky play. And pays for it with the basic. I would not have approached there as Lich. Oh no, Bonk's Moon. Miso currently poised to take the event. As happy as I would be to see a reset, I also do have to leave, so would not mind seeing it end here. We shall see what happens, though. Those are not the best placed butterflies, unfortunately. They are all horizontal along the bottom. Quite easy to dodge. Alright, improving the butterflies a bit. Oh no, Miso just going back into not getting hit mode. And quite a comeback is needed by Game Freak to win this. Has to get 4 straight hits. Will it be possible? Well, I guess that death toll was pointless because it got eaten by Flower. Alright, still only has 2 butterflies, now 3. Alright, gets a hit. That's the start. But needs to have all 4 butterflies on screen to increase the chances of getting a hit. Getting debuffed like crazy though, unfortunately. Oh, hits death toll. And Miso takes it. GG's Miso. And it's now, I don't know if Miso is comfortable being interviewed. Maybe can give text type answers if not comfortable talking. Alright, looks like we will be having an interview with Miso. Join the MnS Discord channel, and you can be interviewed. Yeah, Game Freak, you took it so close. I'm impressed by the adaptation since set 1. Hello, Miso. Since you're muted, I'm assuming these are going to be typed answers. I'll read your answers out to the stream. So, congratulations on winning. You played very well. I'm impressed, especially by your dodging. You were very good at not getting hit by things if you didn't have to. And I think it helped you apply pressure. Miso says hi. And thank you. Yes, so, do you play any other characters? Because we only saw you play Arcanist this event. Arc only? Alright, yep, you definitely seem very practiced with the Arcanist. Who would you say was who were you most afraid of losing to this event? Who was your scariest opponent? I feel like, as even if the Wizode set was a 2-0, that one was, I think, played well, and then of course the Grand Finals. Game Freak took it pretty close. Yeah, also, we're going to be having a VOD review. Oh, who was the hardest opponent? Oh, Wizode. Okay, yeah. I think Wizode did play quite well. Any questions from chat for Miso? Yeah, so do you plan on entering any additional tournaments after this? Oh, someone is apparently, oh, okay, someone posted to your YouTube channel. Apparently you are a player of this sort of game a lot. Yeah, that makes sense. You are a bullet hell expert, apparently. Yeah, do you have anything you want to say to the people watching? Okay, yeah, apparently Miso upgrading to intermediate. I think that's definitely well deserved. Very good player. Alright, if you don't have anything else you'd like to say, and the chat isn't really providing any questions, then I guess we may end the interview. Thank you so much for playing. You played very well. Good games. We're getting a message in here. Unfortunately, I am not able to read most of that, but maybe chat will respond. Okay, I think that says really fun tournament, maybe? Thank you? I think that's what, something like that. Okay, Sai is translating. Thanks to Minkle, YLT, and EF for training me. Thanks for a really fun opportunity. Yes. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Oh, apparently that was Deepel, not Saya. Too much credit. Alright, yeah. Thank you so much for playing. I think that'll be the end of the interview. Good games to everyone. Yes, GG's. Alright. Yep. Thank you to Miso for coming on, and thanks to everyone for playing. Keep an eye out for the third iteration of this tournament that will inevitably occur unless something stops it from occurring. JWR Miso is unfortunately banned from the event for winning, but it's a prideful thing. Being banned is good. Well, the jury will be out on if Game Freak is banned. The next one will probably be in 2 weeks. Biomatter, probably Saturday, 2 weeks from today. I would prefer not to ban Game Freak because I'd like to see Game Freak versus Biomatter. I mean, this is technically the third one if you count my friends only tournament, but that was like a different series. This is like, I consider it its own thing. Yeah, I'd rather not ban Game Freak. No. You can be intermediate beforehand, I think. It's just, that's just how I run my event. I want to just ban people who win. So if you're intermediate, you'll probably win, and then you get banned. No, you can tag as intermediate Wizard. I think you're good enough, probably, for that. You and Game Freak both played quite well, I think, and then Miso, of course, winning it. Hope everyone had fun. Thanks for showing up. Yep, so keep an eye out for the next one. I think that's going to be it for today. Yep. You're welcome for the tournament. Yeah, now we got to raid Saya. That is, of course, something that must happen. Which channel? The new one, I'm assuming? Yeah, alright. Raid. Can you, toss me the name? I want to make sure I spell it correctly. So be sure to stick around. We're going to be having the best Maiden and Spell player in the entire world reviewing this tournament video. So if you want assistance at improving, this is like the best resource. Illy has helped me improve. I credit Illy, as well as players like Rem and Nyx, a lot with my improvement. So definitely look out for that. And we're going to toss it over right now. Good games, everyone, and goodbye. I guess it takes a few seconds for this to happen. Goodbye, everyone.
Alright, let's go game by game.
We didn't watch the tournament.
It's fine. For Zeta versus Crest, I don't have notes this time.
Oh god. Okay, hold on. I have something.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that Zeta joined. Yeah, Zeta's been around for like a long time.
Yeah.
And they've been trying to join a tournament since like maybe like 2 years ago. And like they just like never could. Oh, okay. I mean, Zeta's never been able to join, so I'm